While wandering along the roadside, a woman discovered a malnourished dog. The animal was by itself and in dire need of assistance. But as the woman proceeded to help, the dog directed her towards intriguing clues that shed light on its unusual situation. After rescuing a famished dog from the side of the road, a woman was led to the secrets the animal had been concealing. Please note that no further action is required, such as clicking the like button, subscribing to our channel, or enabling notifications to continue reading this content. Kathy Wilkes-Myers is the director of Love Me Tender Animal Rescue, LMTAR, in Tennessee. With its roots in the Memphis Humane Society, the organization seeks to help mistreated and abandoned animals. The group also promotes ways to curb the growing stray population, such as low-cost spaying or neutering. Sadly, the organization does not have a proper shelter in which to house animals. Instead, it relies on foster carers to take animals into their homes. LMTAR's volunteers also work hard to ensure dogs in the area are well fed and cared for. We know we can't save all the animals, the group explains on its website, but we can work to improve the lives of those in our little part of the world. Over the course of the last 20 years, the organization has rescued more than 1,000 dogs. One of these was Ella, the pooch found by Wilkes-Myers. This particular animal was found on the site of Interstate 40 in central Tennessee in 2009. Wilkes-Myers told CBS News how she came across her. "I saw a beautiful Rottweiler drinking water out of a ditch," she explained. "She was starved and covered in ticks." Wilkes-Myers took Ella back to her rescue ranch. However, there was something different about this dog compared to the many others Wilkes-Myers had seen while working for the organization. The rescuer told CBS News what she felt about the dog's circumstances. "She's somebody's baby, you could tell. She said she just didn't act like a stray dog to me." This was partly what prompted Wilkes-Myers to investigate further this and the pile of bits and pieces that the dog had gathered together. Her rescuer realized straight away that there was something important about them. On closer inspection, the random odds and ends turned out to be items that belonged to the pooch's owner. It appeared that Ella had rounded them all up, possibly to feel some sort of connection to her family. Wilkes-Myers was astounded. "Oh my God, it just blew my mind, and I thought, this dog is trying to find some comfort," she explained. The pooch had gathered a peculiar collection of items, ranging from toothbrushes and a razor to a candle with the name Michelle inscribed on it. However, the question remained, how did these possessions end up on the side of the highway, and what was the dog's purpose in being there? Kathy Wilkes-Myers had already begun piecing together a plausible explanation. Wilkes-Myers recalled driving past the scene of a horrific accident 2 weeks before finding the dog, and now that she thought about it, the crash site was at about the same spot she'd spotted the Rottweiler. So, this is where the dog's owners had lost control of their car. It turned out that Ella had been forgotten about when the ambulance crew had rushed the car's occupants to the hospital. The family pet had been left behind. Determined not to lose her family for good, Ella waited near the site of the crash. That's the last spot she saw her family, and she was going to stay there. Wilkes-Myers told CBS News. She was hoping her family would come back, but they couldn't. They couldn't come back. It just breaks your heart. Yet during Ella's time at LMTAR, neither the dog nor the rescuer gave up on finding the family. In fact, Wilkes-Myers began examining the items Ella had amassed. She hoped that something in the collection would reveal who her owners were or what happened to them. Though most of the clues gave nothing away about the dog's family, one item may have held the secrets Wilkes-Myers so desperately wanted. It was a small notebook, and it led Wilkes-Myers to an insurance agent by the name of April Bowers. But did Bowers know anything about Ella's family and their whereabouts? Luckily, she did. Bowers told the story to CBS News. "I went, oh, I know exactly what it is. I know whose dog it is. I know what's going on," she explained. Bowers' information meant that Ella could finally be reunited with her owners, the Kelly family, and thankfully, all 5 members of the Kelly clan had survived the crash. Talking to CBS News, the Kellys described what had happened. "Michelle slammed on the brakes and we went into his spin," Joe Kelly recounted. His wife Michelle added, "I just remember slamming right into the mountain." Ella had then watched as Joe, Michelle, and their 3 children disappeared with medics to the hospital. "The last thing I saw was Ella looking at me straight in the eyes before she ran off into the woods," Joe explained. Michelle was heartbroken when they couldn't find the dog. Unbeknownst to her though, Ella was waiting patiently for her humans all the time the family was in the hospital. Happily, thanks to Wilkes-Myers' investigations, Ella and her family could be reunited, so Kathy Wilkes-Myers called Joe Kelly to coordinate the big reunion. Then she bundled Ella into the car and headed to the rendezvous. When Wilkes-Myers turned up with the dog, she announced, "Hello, somebody here to see you." It was hard to tell who was more excited, the Kellys or Ella. "Hi, Ella." Michelle called out to her much-missed pet as Wilkes-Myers ushered the dog into the room. Ella was clearly overjoyed to be with her family again, rewarding the youngest member of the clan with a series of enthusiastic licks. Joe showed how much he missed Ella too as he patted her and kissed her on the head. CBS News' Harry Smith brought viewers up to date. "All the Kellys are expected to make a full recovery," he said. "They've had some major financial setbacks since the accident, but they say getting Ella back is the best reward." Regrettably, due to the Kellys' mounting medical expenses following the accident, the family faced financial struggles and they were forced to relocate temporarily. However, their new accommodation did not permit pets, and so Kathy Wilkes-Myers offered to care for Ella until the family situation stabilized. Fortunately, this arrangement appeared to benefit all parties involved. Currently, Ella remains with Kathy and participates in group play with other rescued dogs at Love Me Tender Animal Rescue for several hours each day.